Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. Let's talk these play-in games. Number one, the Dubs finished 46-36 and finished a 10 seed. Crazy. My first year when we made the playoffs, we finished a 6 seed at 44-38. I'll never forget that. We had a water champagne shower in the locker room at the end of the regular season, last game of the regular season. Coach Jackson was coaching us, and we had a water shower because Coach Jackson don't do alcohol. Not his thing, ain't doing it, ain't coming around, keep it over there. And so there was no champagne shower. There was a water shower. And splash water everywhere. You know, it was the first time Dubs had made the playoffs since we Believe season. And second time in 23 years the Dubs had made everybody was happy. And that was 44-38. We're 46-36. After what most would say was an awful year for the Dubs, and I agree, it was a bad year for us. 46-36, 10 games above 500, which last year would have been good for 4th in the West. However, it is good for 10th in the West these days. And it's also the first time ever that 10 teams has finished above, 10 games above 500 in one conference. Absolutely crazy. Needless to say, we are in 10th spot in the play-in game, which means for those of you out there that are still confused with the play-in situation, and I know there's a lot of people out there confused with the play-in situation, I'll tell you why. Because my mother-in-law, I had a conversation with her that almost made me late for practice today for about 7 to 10 minutes explaining the play-in to her. And my mother-in-law loves sports. She loves basketball, loves football. She watches every game if she ain't at the game. She's into it. And she was so confused by the play-in situation, so I explained it to her forwards, and she didn't really get it, so then I explained it backwards. And she really didn't get it then, and I explained it forward again and backwards again, and then finally, like the 5th time, I'm like, yeah, Nana, so, you know, we're 10, they're 9, SAC is 9, we got to go to SAC. She's like, well, what happens if you win? If you lose, you're done? And I'm like, yeah, you know, the Pelicans and the Lakers are in 7 and 8. And she's like, if they lose, they're done too. And I'm like, no, actually, if they lose, whoever loses that game, they're going to play against the winner of our game. And then whoever loses that game is gone. But the loser of our game in 9 and 10, they're out of here if they lose. So, like, I could be seeing you tomorrow night, Nana, and our season is over. Or I could be seeing you and we're not done, but we're not quite still going. We still got to win one more. Like, we got to. So, for those of you who don't understand, 7-8 plays. That is the New Orleans Pelicans at the 7th seed. That is the Los Angeles Lakers at the 8th seed. 9-10 plays. That is the Sacramento Kings at the 9th seed. That is the Golden State Warriors as the 10th seed. We are here in Sacramento. If I open my window up, the sun will blind you, but the arena's right here. We play tomorrow, and the Lakers and Pelicans play tomorrow before us. Winner of that game becomes the 7th seed. That winner takes on Denver. So there's a lot of talk around, do you bomb that game and try to stay away from Denver? Let me tell you, you don't bomb a game to get in the playoffs and leave yourself with one game to get in. So any loser who came up with that idea, you're crazy. That makes no sense. You don't leave yourself in a game where the Pelicans could shoot the lights out and send you home, although you could do a lot to win that game. But they could shoot the lights out. Like, we've seen it happen far too recent. Way too recent. We've seen that happen. So we know that can't happen. So you just don't blow a game to blow a game. So winner of that game takes on the Denver Nuggets as a 7th seed. The loser of that game plays against the winner of the Kings versus the Warriors. The loser of the Kings versus Warriors tomorrow night goes home. Winner faces either the Lakers in LA or the Pelicans in New Orleans. Winner of that game on Friday, will then move on to face OKC in OKC on Sunday as the 8th seed. That is the play-in. That's where we at. Let's get to the game. Same Sacramento Kings team that we played last year and sent them home in the first round of the playoffs. I was telling the guys earlier today, if I knew we'd spent so much time in Sacramento since last year, I probably would have bought a home here. That's how much we've been here. That's how familiar I am with the area, which means that's how familiar they are with us and we are with them. This is very much so a game that I know you, you know me. Game 7. You know everything I do. I know everything you do. Who's going to make the necessary plays that it takes to win the game? That's what it's going to come down to. They're not going to run any sets. I mean, yeah, Mike Brown may drop 1, 2, but they're not going to run any sets that we don't know they're going to run. Are you going to follow your game plan, give up what you're willing to give up, take away what you want to take away to win the game? Are you going to do that over and over and over again? Offensively, are you going to execute your offense? And you're going to do that over and over again to win the game. Because there ain't one down screen, one pin in, we're going to run for Klay, one down screen, a ball screen, we're going to set for Steph, that they're not expecting. They're expecting everything we do. We're going to be expecting everything they do. Now, a little different of a team we're facing. No Malik Monk. No Kevin Huerter. So it's a different team. You got different guys, number one, different personalities. They're playing Keon Ellis a lot. He's starting, two-way wing, shooting the ball pretty well, 41% from 3. He picking up full. He's bringing that energy to the defensive end. So that's a different look than what Kevin Huerter gives you. Kevin Huerter is shooting. Keon Ellis will slash a little bit, but you're not quite overreacting to him as much defensively as you would to Kevin Huerter, be that how they use Kevin Huerter. But Keon Ellis brings a totally different thing, averaging like 10 points, and he's been really good for them. So we got to be aware of him. He's bringing a different flair to the game. And then obviously not having Malik Monk off the bench changes things. That changes things a lot because Malik Monk plays with a lot of force. Malik Monk is a primary ball handler when Fox isn't in the game, and even when Fox is in the game, Malik Monk is one of their primary ball handlers. So puts a lot of pressure on your defense. So that changes things a bit. However, I think how they've supplemented that is you're just getting a much heavier dose of De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox has the ball in his hands a lot more with Monk being out. And then obviously they're running their offense through Sabonis. When you look at the game, you kind of go into the games with like, oh man, who do you take away? Do you take Sabonis away? Do you try to take Fox away? And the reality is, I don't think the mindset will be to take either one of them away because they're great players. They're all-star players. You're never going to take an all-star player away. What you're trying to do is you're trying to limit in these situations what a player loves to do. So if you know Fox loves to do this, if you know Sabonis loves to do that, you're trying to limit those things. You're trying to make them play left-handed. Bad term because both of those guys are left-handed, but in theory, if you think about it, most people aren't left-handed. Most people are right-handed. And so there's this term in basketball that Tex Winter used to say, Tex Winter, because Steve Kerr always shares this with us, is like, you want to make them play left-handed, meaning you want to make them uncomfortable. You want to make them do what they don't want to do. And that's kind of the goal when you're going into these situations. We had great film sessions today on them. It's a game I'm extremely excited about. And a game that, I think we're more than capable of winning. Every time we play these guys, it goes down to the wire. So we're expecting a very physical game, intense game. And we just got to come out and get it done. I think for us to win, Very young, fast team. One of the most important things for us to win this game would be we really need to take care of the ball. We take care of the ball, we get good shots up. We're then able to play great defense, not be in transition all game. You play a great, get your defense set. And so it'll be really important for us to take care of the basketball. That will be the number one key in the game for us. Take care of the ball, get looks at the rim. Think if we're getting looks at the rim, I like the odds that we'll make them. We have great shooters, we have great scorers. I think that'll be big for us. And if there's one player that I would say is very important for us to win this game, obviously Andrew Wiggins is important on both sides of the ball. But I think our X factor is extremely important in this game, and Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga brings a different flair to our team. He brings something that not many people in the NBA bring to a team. Great getting downhill, great finisher at the rim. So I think Kuminga is going to be very important to our success tomorrow with his athleticism. This being a young athletic group, he makes us more athletic. And so I think Kuminga plays well, we win. And I have no doubt in my mind that Kuminga is going to be ready for the moment and play well. He's taking that next step. And this is the moments where when you're taking those next steps, you got to go. And I expect nothing less from the young fella Kuminga.
All right, the NBA season is in full swing, coming down the stretch. Then we move right into the playoffs in April, May, and June. I can't wait. Spice things up with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA right now. All you have to do is put down $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Pretty good trade-off. I pay $5, I get $150. North Carolina listeners, do not forget, welcome to the party. DraftKings Sportsbook now live in your state, North Carolina. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Takes 90 seconds. The code is Colin, C-O-L-I-N. Again, 90 seconds. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app. Put in Colin. New customers bet $5, get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. That is the trade. All right? The code is always Colin. The crown is yours.